Hi, it's Dr. Fahs at Dermy Box. Welcome to your summer 2024 Dermy Box unboxing. I've packed this season's box with $189 worth of skincare for the summer months. As a dermatologist and somebody who diagnoses skin cancers in the clinic, it was super important for me to give you a box this season that was going to be focused on sun protection so you could have a sun-safe summer. As a mom and a Michigan girl, I'm somebody who enjoys being out in the sun with my kids, but it's super important for me to do it safely. We know that the World Health Organization considers UV radiation a carcinogen, just like tobacco smoke. And excessive UV exposure over our lifetime is one of the top risk factors for developing skin cancer. Let's dive right into the box so I can show you all the things I've included. Most importantly in your box is your pamphlet. This is going to give you a guide to everything I've included, why I like it, the details about the product, maybe star ingredients, and I'll also include exclusive discount codes from these retailers for you to repurchase products if you love them a lot. In addition to that, you have your Science of Skincare insert. This specific insert for the season is going to be about sun protection beyond sunscreen, additional tools or things you can think about when thinking about practicing safe sun. In terms of the products themselves, we're going to get right into it. Let's start with Inner Glow Vitamins Soul Defense Gummies. This is a supplement formulated by a dermatologist and plastic surgeon. It is a supplement that contains a few star ingredients, but the most important being Polypodium leucotomus, which is a fern extract that has been studied extensively to show that it reduces the intensity or risks of sun exposure and sunburn. We love to use this as a family when we're going to be out in the sun. Ages 3 and up can take these gummies. They taste amazing. They have a passion fruit flavor. They're sugar-free and vegan, and we'll take them before heading out into the sun for the day. We'll still use important sun protection like sunscreen and reapplying, but this in addition is like your sunscreen's best friend. So I think you and your family will really enjoy these for the summer. Next up, we have Florida Glow's SPF 50 water resistant spray sunscreen. I love a spray sunscreen for beach days and water days just because of the convenience. And this one I love so much because it has an ultra fine mist. So it's super easy to spray on and rub in, and it dries down really quickly, which is super important for me. I also like that this sunscreen, it being in a can, is propellant free. Lots of spray sunscreen contain a lot of chemical propellants to help with the spray, and this one doesn't. It has bag on valve technology, so you actually get more sunscreen for the can that you're purchasing. You'll find that this is going to be great for beach or water activities because it's water resistant. When shopping for a sunscreen for beach days or pool days or anytime you're going to be sweating or out and about with water, you want to look for water resistance, and you'll have either the option of a sunscreen that has a water resistance of 40 or 80 minutes. So this one contains 80 minutes of water resistance. It's still important that when you get out of the water and dry off, you do reapply, but I think you'll enjoy this sunscreen because of how easy it is to spray on, rub in, and go. Next up, we have Lightsavers Tinted Mineral Sunscreen. This is by Dr. David Kim, who's also a board certified dermatologist who created a beautiful tinted sunscreen that I think you are going to enjoy. The reason why I love this sunscreen is I find that it sits really easily on my skin without much effort to rub in. It also is very easy to apply, but it contains additional benefits other than just being a sunscreen. So one of the really cool ingredients in this sunscreen is photolysis. That is a DNA repair enzyme. It works to basically repair UV damage from our sun exposure. So you'll get the benefits of a sunscreen plus this photolysis activity. It has hydrating ingredients in it as well. And then we know from studies that tinted sunscreens can be superior to non-tinted sunscreens when it comes to dealing with conditions that are sensitive to visible light in our day-to-day environment. If you're somebody who struggles with melasma or has a photosensitive condition, using a tinted sunscreen can be very beneficial. As a busy mom, I personally love using a tinted sunscreen in the morning before I head out the door because it's quick and it's a nice step to get a little bit of color on my face without having to sit down and do a full makeup routine. So this one is Lightsaver by Dr. David Kim. Next up, we have a non-tinted sunscreen option. This is from Rock. It's their multi-correction revive and glow moisturizer sunscreen with SPF 30. I love this sunscreen because it's a great multitasker. It's non-tinted, but it contains, in addition to sunscreen, moisturizing ingredients and vitamin C. If you've watched my channel or learned a little bit from me, you know that in a morning routine, I think it's super important to try to include a vitamin C serum because it has antioxidant benefits, your moisturizer, and then your sunscreen. So if you're somebody who's struggling with getting a morning routine together, or you tend to be skipping sunscreen because you're missing too many steps, you don't have time for it, consider a multitasker like this product because it kind of has all three of those benefits in one: your vitamin C, your moisturizer, and your sunscreen. So you could slather this on and head out the door. An additional tip I like to tell my patients about when it comes to applying sunscreen is to try not to forget commonly missed areas, which includes around your ears, if your ears are exposed, and onto your neck. These are areas that people tend to forget in their daily sunscreen application. Moving on from our sunscreens, we have something for you to use after a day out in the sun. This is PCA Skin's Overnight Lip Mask Hydrating Treatment. This is not your average overnight lip mask. Lots of viral ones out there on the market. This is an incredible formulation with very rich emollients that are going to repair your lips overnight. So what I like to do is slather a nice amount of this onto my lips in the evening. Go to bed, you'll wake up with your lips feeling hydrated and plump, especially if you've been out in the sun all day. Your lips can be really dry or irritated, or if you struggle with irritation from other products, you'll find that this lip mask is super soothing for the evening time. It goes on in a nice rich layer, and you wake up in the morning and your lips feel super soft and supple. This is from PCA Skin. And then lastly, I'm very excited about including our collaboration with ManiGlovz. These are UPF 50 gloves. And I think you may already know that I kind of have an obsession with UPF gloves for all things. But let me explain to you a little bit about why I think these are important, especially if you're somebody who hasn't ever used a UPF glove. So UPF clothing in general stands for ultraviolet protection factor. UPF 50 is a material that is woven to basically prevent UV radiation from reaching the skin wherever it's covering. It only allows 1 to 2% of that UV exposure through. So this can be a good addition to sunscreen. For example, wearing UPF bathing suits or shirts or hats when you're out and about can be really great for upping your sun protection. UPF gloves are something that I personally love when I'm driving because a lot of sun exposure, especially UVA rays, pass through our windows and your hands are up on those steering wheel. And that contributes not only to increasing your risk of skin cancer, but sun aging and sunspots on the backs of your hands. Recently, newer data is coming out about the potential risks of gel manicures over time. As somebody who enjoys a gel manicure from time to time, we know that maybe this exposure is very, very minute, but if we can do things to reduce our risk under those LED or UV lamps, it's likely beneficial to protect the backs of our hands. Most salons, nail salons, will tell you that they use LED lamps, but the reality is some of those LED lamps still emit UV radiation. And as we said, UV radiation over time is a risk factor for skin cancers and even skin aging. So if you're somebody who frequents the nail salon and loves to get a gel manicure, consider putting these on before putting your hands into the lamp for curing your gel manicure. These gloves are also water resistant. You can wash them and keep them, so I think they'll become a fun staple for you in your car or your glove compartment. So that's it for all of our products in the summer box. UV gloves, we have a non-tinted sunscreen, a tinted sunscreen, internal sun protection with polypodium leukotomus, a spray sunscreen, and we even have an overnight lip repair mask. All of these products are worth $189. You can get it for $54.99 with free shipping at dermy.box.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next season.